So the Kenya ICT Board is a government agency under the Ministry of Information and Communications, and we were set up pretty much to deliver on the Vision 2030. So this is Kenya's long-term plan to bring Kenya to be a middle-income country. And if you read the plans of Vision 2030, you'll find out that there is an ICT pillar there, and what Kenya ICT Board does is pretty much deliver on that ICT pillar. The goal for the ICT pillar within Vision 2030 is to get Kenya to become one of the top 10 ICT global hubs globally, ICT hubs globally. And we're really pleased that we think that we're really making progress towards towards getting there. As has been mentioned earlier this morning, there's a lot of hubs already here in Kenya, a lot of great technology and innovation coming out of Nairobi. So we're really excited about that, and we want to continue growing. Within the next 5 years, 2017, we want to be in the top 5 in Africa, and we really believe that becoming a top global ICT hub is quite possible. So the way we deliver this is through 5 programs. And one of the major programs we've had in the ICT board is on business process outsourcing. So again, if you read the documentation on Vision 2030, you'll see that initially it was written in 2006 and we were formed in 2007. There was a real focus on business process outsourcing. The idea was that we'll have lots of call centers and outsourcing offices, and these will bring hundreds of thousands of jobs to Kenyans and help bring Kenya to a middle-income country. But since then, we've really changed our thinking and become a little more sophisticated. And what we wanted to do is look at a bit more at what we actually offer, what's already happening more naturally within the country. So we're looking more at technology, at building homegrown solutions. We're very proud of Ushahidi, and we're hoping to get a lot more solutions from there. So supporting startups, supporting businesses that are coming up to make sure that they become big technology companies and provide local solutions that can then be exported abroad. So BPO is one of the things, and IT-enabled companies is one of the areas that we look at. But the other area, we have 5 programs, so that's one of them. So the other area was looking at government as well. How can government use ICTs to be more effective? And if government really used ICT very well, then it would be able to trickle down to the rest of the citizens. So we have 2 really big programs across government. One is digitization. So that's digitizing a lot of the records within government and bringing services online. So we're able to offer services to the citizens from wherever they are. And while we're working on digitizing and bringing services online, we realize that we really need to be, we need government to be more collaborative. So this 3rd program is actually government shared services. So as we digitize and bring ICTs within government, we also wanted to make sure that government is working together. So we have government shared services program, where we want to link all the government agencies, and then that way we're able to offer services to citizens through a single portal, or in a very coordinated way. And as we're working on this, we realized that one of the promises that we wanted to make to citizens is that wherever they are, they can get government services. This works together with our work in decentralizing government services and moving to a more county-based type of governance. So our 4th program is called Digital Inclusion. And this is where we want to make sure that Kenyans, wherever they are, they have access to internet and therefore able to access the government services that we put online. So in digital inclusion, some of the programs that we're doing first is the National Fiber Optic Network, where we're bringing fiber to all the major towns in Kenya, and that's already been laid down. And then after that, we want to help work with private sector as well and the telcos to make sure that the last mile, that the connectivity to the citizen is ensured. So we have a program called Digital Villages, and maybe a lot of you would have heard of this. And this is where we want to ensure that every constituency has a digital center. So this is a center where there are computers and there's internet, and somebody can go and access government services. And we feel that by doing this, we'll also be able to bring one knowledge of ICTs and use of ICTs to every constituency, so that makes sure that people in remote areas of Kenya have access to internet, but also the knowledge of how to use internet and connectivity. A little status report of where we are on this program. We have about 63 centers right now, and our goal is 215. I think the constituencies at right now stand at about 215. It's a very ambitious program, and there's the different models that have happened around the world. Maybe not all really successful, but we're really hoping that ours would work. So we're thinking, let's get connectivity to every Kenyan, make sure that they have access to internet close by to them, make sure that government services are accessible to them, government is working cohesively around them, we're supporting the industry. Those are four projects, and the final project is local digital content, which is the project I work on. So to give you some statistics of where we are in terms of infrastructure, we have, as I said, over 5,000 kilometers of fiber optic. The government brought the first undersea cable teams to Kenya, and since then we've had 3 more, so we have 4 undersea cables bringing fiber connectivity to the country. But right now we use about 3% of our capacity. So that means that we have 17 million Kenyans have access to the internet. But 98% of those Kenyans access the internet through their mobile phone, which is fantastic. There's a lot of Kenyans with access to internet, and the mobile phone is becoming a lot more powerful. But even all of that activity is only adding up to about 3% of capacity. So we have these huge pipes of connectivity, but very little activity on it. So the final project, what I work on, local digital content, is to help create demand for services. So we think if we can get more Kenyans providing services online, as the government is doing, not just websites, because websites is great, but it really doesn't take up a lot of connectivity. We want really big solutions like Ushahidi that take up a lot of data and bringing meaningful services and information to citizens. So in our program, Open Data, that's what, local content, that is what we do. Support the Kenyan citizens to bring solutions and services online and create demand. And I do that through 3 different programs. One is building awareness of the opportunities of the internet, what the internet can do and how you can use it as a business or organization to deliver your services or products. And then the third is a grant program, where we give up to $50,000 to innovative ideas that use web and mobile technology. And then the fourth is government programs within government, of course, public sector projects that are really content heavy. And the fifth is open data. So I think a lot of you would have heard of our Open Data Initiative. We launched last year, where we put over 400 government data sets on an open platform. It's at opendata.go.ke, and this offers, it's geo-mapped data, and in an open format. We have over 10, 11 ways that you can download this content, from PDF to APIs to CVS Excel sheets, and it offers a wealth of information that we feel people could use to supplement the work that they do. Initially we did this from a real push from technology software developers, but since then we've been working more with community and non-governmental organizations to see how this information can support the work that they do. So one of the things I'd really encourage for you today in the workshop and the work that we're doing here today is to really consider open data and how it can contribute to the work that you do, but also encourage the civil society and community organizations to also share their data. So we have, right now we're about 600 different data sets. The data sets are from the Ministry of Education, from the Ministry of Health, from the Ministry of Finance. So it includes things like the number of schools, and not just the number of schools and where they are in Kenya, but how many girls and boys are in the schools, who the teachers are, and even the facilities. So like one of the things you can go there is to see how the ratio of, say, bathrooms, toilets to girls and boys within the schools, and it can help identify where the problems are, where the solutions are needed. And this data can then be mapped with other data. And what we would look for, we're trying to put more and more data online, but if we had also data coming up from the civil society, it will help enrich the data that we have and enable our software developers and technology solution providers create even better solutions. To conclude, what the government is doing is really embracing ICTs, not just for the sake of ICTs. There's 3 things we really want to do with technology in government. One is to increase transparency. So with open data, one of the other things that we have on the open data portal, for example, is all the budgets for government. It's fantastic data. Every ministry, what the budget they were given and how much they spent is available on an open platform. You can go today to see and hold your government representatives accountable for the money that they received and used or didn't use. So we want to use technology to be more transparent. The second thing we want to do is increase access to services, as I've said earlier. We want to deliver better services to citizens, and we really feel that ICT can help us do that. And the third thing is to make sure that Kenyans have access to information and data. One of the things we really want to do with the Kenya Vision 2030 is bring Kenya to be a knowledge society. And we've heard today, again, how important information is in bringing development to the country. So what we'd hope from you as well, civil societies, is to have these three objectives as well: increase transparency, provide better services, and really help bring Kenya to be a knowledge society by bringing increased access to data and information. Thank you.